Osaka sumo reporters were perplexed when Master Isegahama pulled out of his students' huge moment on Tuesday. The presser for the first Shizuokan in Seiyaku for 94 years. They were further perplexed to learn that said master had been sighted in the Tokyo Sumo Hall, some 500 kilometers away. Curiously, Hakunofuji and Nishikifuji were with him. The fan rumour mill took its latest spin. Had Hakunofuji taken an unpermitted overseas trip in the final week of January, despite being on the injury list? He came back for the master's haircutting, so what indeed is the problem? A stable source was quoted as saying. But by Thursday 26th, a more official stable source had confirmed, the master and Hakunofuji attended a compliance committee hearing relating to violence done unto the latter by the former. Nishikifuji was called upon as the reliable witness tasked with making both men look better. The details of what transpired will be released in the final report, which one guesses would have to be issued before the March tournament starts. It seems Master Isegahama has self-reported the offence and admitted responsibility in front of all his stable's men. Hakunofuji, we understand, is currently not training, and his master addressed that point when doorstepped this Friday morning. Hakunofuji has been receiving treatment on his injured foot ever since January, and has missed training sessions for that purpose as part of his recovery plan, the master began. I would think, he continued, Hakunofuji would be back in the practice ring within 2 or 3 days, but he can't be doing bouts, as a ligament has been torn. Midori-Fuji has also not been training of late due to a heart irregularity. I'd be grateful for no misunderstandings on those points. As for the bigger picture, yes, I self-reported. Yes, the committee have heard what we've had to say, and I'm now waiting for details of any forthcoming measures. Things could get more complicated if I say any more at this point. I've apologized to all my charges for my irresponsible actions. Sumo chiefs will take care of the rest. Of most interest to fans, I would think, are the following. Firstly, the type of punishment for Master Isegahama. Whereas self-reporting should be the path to a more lenient outcome, the fact the violence has been done unto a student not technically his, but on loan from the notional Miyagi-no stable, might be seen as an overstep. Sumo's public code of honor, at least, dictates that neither coaches nor wrestlers discipline men from other stables. In private, though, who knows what goes on? Secondly, the implications for the notional Miyagi-no stable. Although the master has long since left, officially it can still receive the green light to reopen. Might that process now be hastened as part of a punishment which reads, Isegahama has failed in his duty to the Miyagi-no men, who should now be taken away from him. Thirdly, ignoring all algorithms portraying sumo as angelic, if violence is so commonplace, why single out this act? The Miyagi-no men, it seems, feel increasingly betrayed by the Isegahama regime, especially in the wake of their renaming process this winter. It seems they are increasingly asking around for outside help in this matter. Has some of that outside help now suggested they push for stable re-independence by discrediting Isegahama over matters they would otherwise let go? And will compliance chiefs fall for that? Fourth, how keen is Chairman Hakkaku to twist the knife yet further? It is oft forgotten that the previous Isegahama was once an ally of Takanohana, who famously tried to block Hakkaku from becoming acting chairman, we have the leaked meeting minutes to prove it, then voted to unseat him 2 months later. In sumo, you tend not to forget betrayal, especially if you're chairman atop the greasy pole, and no matter how many years pass. How might all that factor in? And finally, how might ever more frustrated sumo reporters react to this? According to their newspaper pages, the main Isegahama stories of yesterday, the 26th, were a feature-length interview with Enho and Coach Miyagino attending the Kindai Uni Grad Sumo Do. Written up by reporters and nodded through by editors who knew they weren't the main stories, but who still saw nothing amiss. Self-censoring is what's always done to maintain cozy sumo relationships. Do these reporters, several of whom freely complain about this behind closed doors, really need to self-censor so much in 2026?